Hey there guys, Kieran here with another review, and as you'll know because you saw the title, you clicked on it, this is my spoiler-free review of Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 follows Sandra Bullock as Debbie Ocean, who is the sister of George Clooney's Danny Ocean from the other Ocean's movies. The film basically finds Debbie as she gets out of prison, and while she was in there, she mapped out this massive jewellery heist to steal an insanely expensive necklace from the neck of an insanely famous celebrity. To pull off the job, she needs some help though, so she assembles a group of female con artists who end up being played by Cate Blanchett, Sarah Paulson, Helena Bonham Carter, Mindy Kaling, Rihanna and Awkwafina, and then you've also got Anne Hathaway in the film as the high-profile celebrity that the team are planning to rob. Like I said in my intro, this is a spoiler-free review, meaning if you haven't seen the film yet, you don't need to worry. I'm not going to talk about specific plot details or twists or anything like that. I'm just going to outline what I liked about the film and disliked about the film, and then give my final score without going into too much detail. So getting into what I liked about Ocean's 8, I think the obvious place to start is with this incredible cast. And I'll admit that walking into the cinema, I didn't really know what to expect from this cast. You've got some of the best actors in Hollywood like Sandra Bullock, Anne Hathaway, Sarah Paulson and Cate Blanchett, but then you've also got Rihanna and Awkwafina who haven't really got much experience as actors, so I was a little bit worried about them. Now that I've seen the film though, I can say without a doubt that this cast is excellent. Sandra Bullock is a really great lead. She once again proves why she's one of the most famous and one of the best actors in Hollywood. Cate Blanchett is awesome as usual, and all of the supporting characters give really good performances as well, especially Anne Hathaway, who just stole the movie for me. This is one of those really rare movies where the entire cast brings its A game, and I doubt that this film would be nearly as good if it wasn't for this cast. Another thing that I really liked about this film was the actual heist. It's always difficult for a heist movie because the director needs to do something that both shocks and amazes the audience, but they also need to do something that we can all believe. And I'm really glad to say that watching the film, I loved the way that this heist unfolded because they did something that seemed impossible, but then when you see it happen, you believe it, and it doesn't become some ridiculous thing that no one in the audience believes. They also throw in some twists and some turns that keep it entertaining. I could go into more detail, but I just end up spoiling something, so I'll just move on. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is the actual style and the look of the film. This is a really beautiful movie. Everything from the cinematography to the costume design is just flawless. Even when the characters are just sitting around planning, you can look and pick out loads of different things that look really cool and give the film a slick style. Then when it comes to the characters getting all dressed up to pull off this job, everything looks incredible. The heist takes place in a museum, so all of the exhibits look really cool, everyone's dressed up, they've got all the jewellery, and just the overall look of the film and the style of the film really surprised me. Before I move on to some of my negatives, I just want to say that I enjoyed the ways that Ocean's 8 tied into the previous movies. It never feels like they're constantly reminding you that this is a part of a franchise, but they sprinkle something in every now and again, and I really liked the way that this film referenced the larger franchise. There are a few cameos, there are quite a lot of references, so just keep your eye out. I'm not going to spoil it, but just make sure you're watching for that kind of stuff. So now I'm just going to move on and talk about some of the things that I didn't enjoy, and probably my biggest issue with the film was that it follows the formula set by the other movies way too closely. It kind of feels like the director just took Ocean's 11, changed it ever so slightly so we wouldn't notice, and released it again in cinemas. I get that they wanted it to feel and look like it's a part of a franchise, but when the film's finished, you can't help but feel like you just paid to watch a movie that you've seen multiple times for free. My only other issue with the film is quite a big one. I think that if you look beyond the cast and the style of this film, Ocean's 8 is quite hollow. On the surface, this is a fun, slick and beautiful looking film, but if you look closer, you start to see that there isn't really anything deeper or anything new. You've seen this story a million times before, there are no real stakes for the characters, we never really believe that they're going to be caught or anything like that. And honestly, I left wishing they had done something different and decided to make a film that could surprise us and tell us a story with actual depth and stakes for the characters. Overall, Ocean's 8 is a film with a lot of issues, but it's still a really fun ride. You might not find yourself thinking about it the day after you see it, and you might never want to watch it again, but the incredible cast and the fun style make it a worthwhile trip to the cinema, and because of that, I'm going to give Ocean's 8 a 7 out of 10. I think if you go in just hoping to have a fun time and you're not looking for anything deeper, you can have fun with this film, and I wouldn't actually be opposed to a sequel or more films with this awesome cast. For now though, that's it for my Ocean's 8 review. Please like and share this episode and let me know what you thought of the film in the comment section below. You can listen to Kieran's Movie Space on iTunes, YouTube and SoundCloud. It would be awesome if you hit that subscribe button, and again, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.